Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's occasions like this that reminds me of the old Max Miller joke. I went home the other night, I said to the wife here, I said, I hear the milkman has made love to every single woman in this street bar one. She says, I bet it's that stuck-up cow at number 54. Bobby Warans has an unparalleled reputation in the television industry. As a props master, production buyer, a set designer, his feats of superhuman sourcing are legendary. He is quite simply the man who can get you anything for any show at any time. The late, great Ronnie Corbett once said of Bobby, if you asked him for a chocolate bowl or hat, he'd say plain or milk, without turning a hair. Although there's a good reason for that. He's worked on some, if not most, of British television's best-loved television shows, starting with A Baptism of Fire, which was Edward VII's state funeral in 1907. He supplied the ill-judged whoopee coffin. Just thought of that a moment ago, wish I hadn't now, but never mind. Just to let you know on auto-cue, I'll get back to it at one point, thank you. Tom Baker's incarnation of Doctor Who, Bobby was responsible for every prop ever dropped, broken, abused on the likes of Open All Hours, The Young Ones, The Two Ronnies, the Kenny Everett television show, Alexi Sells Stuff, French and Saunders, A Bit of Fry and Laurie, Bottom, Ab Fab, Armstrong and Miller, and perhaps the greatest of them all, Roland Rat. As it was said at the time, the funny time in history where a rat joined a sinking ship. But recently his work on Strictly Come Dancing involved the construction of a cannon from which Russell Grant was famously fired during one of his more extravagant dance routines. Yes, tragically, he survived. He's been regarded as a legend by those in television craft circles for longer than most people's careers, due in no small part to his creativity, professionalism and love of the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, I have very great pleasure in presenting the BAFTA Special Award to Bobby Warans!
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Academy, well, what an honour. I feel somewhat of a fraud, really, to be here to get this award for a job I love doing. But what can I say? I never knew jobs like this existed when I first started the BBC. And how lucky have I been to work on the golden years of television. I look back now on all the fabulous programmes, which at the time I took for granted. And I realise that now they've all become national treasures. I'm very big on UK gold. I've had the great pleasure to work with the most fantastic people in front of and behind the scenes, and I've worked with a few national institutions along the way. I particularly remember the laughs we always had. Most weekends were spent in the studios, and particularly with Les Dawson on Blankety Blank. We just laughed all day, and to think I got paid for it. I look back at some of those reruns and the naff old prizes, but they were all top of the range in their day. Les would say to me, why don't we give old rusty buckets with holes in? I remember one poor soul won a greenhouse and she lived on the 21st floor of a block of flats. But spin on, and most of you know that I'm a bit partial to a bit of glitz and glitter, so how very fortunate that Strictly came into my life 14 series ago. If ever a show had my name on it, it was this one. To be told each week, oh, Bobby, just cover it in glitter. I died and gone to heaven. I've also been most fortunate to have worked with so many top talented designers, many of whom have gone on to award-winning feature films and who, thank God, still keep working. So at least I can go to my beloved Marks and Spencer's in Chiswick, and it means I can still eat well. Thank you, BAFTA, for this fantastic award. Who'd have thought all those years ago when I was first starting out, I would end up here. Thank you very, very, very much.
Bob Warans, Prop Master Extraordinaire, and the special award from BAFTA.
Oh, isn't it fantastic?
It's really fantastic.
So excited.
And you also get your own bar here. There's an
So
honorary bar, Bobby's bar.
So I believe.
Decked out in, we hope, props that meet your standard.
Bad taste, I think.
I'm sure that's not true. You've worked on some of the biggest shows on British television over the years, be it Ab Fab, to Ronnies. I mean, the list goes on and on. You've just seen a bit of a kind of montage, a highlights package of was it from the past 40 years? Is that fair to say?
Yes.
40?
Yes,
We won't put a number on it.
No,
of the past many years, were there any moments that sprung out on you there?
Oh, well, so many. I can't, I think the Ronnies always stick out because used to be every summer. We used to go down to Swanage and do our 4 weeks filming, and it was brilliant. Because the Ronnies only used to work Monday to Friday, 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock. No weekends. Perfect.
Sounds like me. I make those kind of diva demands.
It was perfect. And then one year we went on a cruise, went on the camera. All the women were playing orchestra members. So we had this wonderful cruise around the Mediterranean for 3 weeks. What could you buy on a boat? Not a lot. So that was perfect.
That's the kind of gig you
want.
want.
Very nice, I have to say.
What's the Harrods story with the pink elephant? Is that right?
Well, yes, when we were doing Spike Milligan years ago, one of the sketches wanted an inflatable pink elephant, which I had made, and I didn't go on location because I was busy setting the next days up. So we shoved it on the prop van and off it went. So I thought no more about it. Anyway, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the store manager, or the PR people at Harrods said, would you come and pick up your bloody elephant? Because apparently they'd filmed the elephant, left it, and then gone round the corner to do some more sketches and completely forgot the elephant was there.
Just left it.
As you do.
You should always tidy up after
Always
yourself.
tidy up
Surely
your
that's the first prop master rule, surely. What initially, if we take you back, what first got you enamoured in the world of props?
Well, I don't know. When I went to art college, I studied interior design, so that was what I was going to do. Then, as I say, I thought, well, I'll give the BBC a go. So I wrote to them, got an interview, and because I never knew design or prop buying shows existed, and so I got into the BBC. I went in the sort of the low level and sort of worked my way up, and I've never looked back. It is the best job in the world, I have to say, because you get to spend somebody else's money.
Oh, I mean,
perfect, isn't it?
Ideal, totally ideal. Has there been one of those moments where you've found something for a show that you thought was impossible? Can you think of something where you had a tough brief, and then you saw it almost glinting, like that?
Well, no, I know, but to tell you what the tough briefs are today, when I do quite a lot of chat shows and to sort of set up Good Morning Britain with the sofas and stuff, and it's so funny because the sofa is the integral part of the show, and of course they leave it to like 3 weeks before they're on the air, and they say, well, the sofa, and you think, try and get a sofa made in 3 weeks. It's murder, but we got there in the end.
What do you make of ours?
Very nice. I think this is either next or home. I've seen this.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Is it made?
Made.
Is it made?
That's right.
Oh
yes,
gosh,
made.com.
I'm coming up quick behind you with this props knowledge. Bob, thank you so much, and many congrats on the special award.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.